You have to be persistent, and you need to know what you need to look for and how to go about. You have to truly be persistent. And we will help you. That's why we're doing these career and college prep nights, so that we can help you reach your goal, so that we can help you reach your destiny and your purpose.
That's good. Clap that up. Clap that up. Clap that up. Y'all try. Clap that up. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Like ducks flapping and everything. So the thing that stood out to me the most, as far as from Mr. Anderson shared, he shared a lot of wisdom nuggets, a lot. And we had to make sure that we condensed them to get them to the people so you can apply it. But the most important thing that stood out to me was these two bottom things that he shared with us, that people must consider, the people to consider before you make a decision by going to college. The first person you should consider is yourself. Who am I? Where am I going? What's my purpose? 2 was family. How does this decision that I'm getting ready to make for my life affect other people? And as a young person, we have to understand, because I'm young too, right? You're young. Yeah, we all young.
Amen. So
when we get ready to make a decision, it's not necessarily how it's going to directly affect me, but how it's going to affect my family. The third one was your church. How many of us are members of church? Of a church? Okay, and if you're not, it's okay. But I also have to, think about the decision that I'm getting ready to make, how it's going to affect the body, how it's going to affect my church. That's very important, because anything that you do is always going to affect not only you, but people that are connected to you. And the last thing was your community. You should be a community activist. You shouldn't allow yourself to get all this intelligence and wisdom and degrees and it not positively affect your community. So that means you can't be a couch potato. That means you can't make 60, 70, 90,000 and go home. If it's not affecting your community, then you have to ask yourself, am I really doing something according to my purpose and destiny? And the last thing that stood out to me was that the most transferable product in the world is intelligence, intellectual capital, having the ability to be prepared for now and be prepared for the absolute unknown. That was powerful to me, because if you have any form of intelligence, which is basically knowledge, then you can be trained to do almost anything. But the thing that I would like to share from my heart with everybody is that you can't do everything. You can only do and be who God predestined for you to become and do. You have a lot of people say, well, you can do anything you put your mind to. That's not true. You can do what God designed for you to do. I'm not a football player. I'm a teacher by nature. And that's who I am. If I tried to be a football player, it wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't be nice. You would probably be laughing at me, because that's not what God designed for me to be and do. Y'all got that? Got it. Any questions? No? Okay.
Our first guest speaker tonight is from the military. He is a sergeant from the Marines, and he'd like to come up and share some information, what's required to get into the Marines, what opportunities they offer. So, without further ado, Sergeant.
I'd like to thank everyone for showing up here. I'm not used to speakers. Let me see if I can do without it. Can I do without it or no? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Thank everyone for showing up here, because it's very important. This right here is a huge stepping stone for anyone, determining your destiny, what you're going to choose, your path in life. That's very important. Having parents, it's incredibly awesome. Discovering yourself, like you said, it's also more important than that. All right. So that's one of the key things that you should take home if you don't take anything else home. I'll start by telling my story. Then when I'm done doing that, I'll tell you what the criteria is in terms of the U.S. Marines. All right. I'm originally from Nigeria. That's where I came from. Came here in '99. Incredibly awesome. My dad said, "Go to school, go to college." I was on my route to college, doing well, doing good. I was actually majoring in electromechanical technology at Union County College in New Jersey. Doing okay. I got a car, staying with my uncle. I wasn't happy. I can tell I wasn't happy. You know, money was coming, but I wasn't happy. I had jobs and all this stuff. I was trying to talk to my uncle because while I was at the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, I saw how the Marines carried themselves. So when I came to the U.S., I wrote my dad a letter because then that's what you can do then. We don't have cell phones like you guys do right now, which is pretty awesome. I wrote my dad a letter real fast saying I want to join the U.S. Marines. What I got in return wasn't impressive at all. He had high blood pressure, and my uncles had to step in, aunties, they talked him into saying, well, you know, your child that is in the U.S., he can still come home. That's pretty much what they told him, saying, you know, he can still live a good life. It's not like he's going to, you know, just be gone and be gone forever. Long story short, against the wills of my dad and my uncle, I joined the U.S. Marines. And I'll tell you this right now. Joining the U.S. Marines, prior to joining, I had several jobs. I had 7 jobs within a year and a half. Why do I keep switching jobs? I kept telling myself, I'm better than this job. I'm better than this job. I was getting paid good, but I wasn't happy. So I kept telling myself that. I had cousins and nieces that were doing okay. But the reason I kept switching jobs, I wasn't happy. And one of the places I went to, I actually saw someone with qualification that was trying to get a job. He just graduated school. He's trying to get a job. They asked him, what's your experience? What experience do you bring to the table? That's what I knew. Even a grad, an experience is also required from a graduate. You just graduated high school. Where did you expect to get the experience from? I don't know. That's a puzzle for me. So that actually motivated me to actually find out about the Marines. Trying to find out through different jobs, through different avenues. No one knew about the Marines. So all the Marines do is just they're the first to go defend the country. I said, wow, well, Brent, that's pretty awesome. I need more than that. So I went to talk to a recruiter. That's where they told me, well, they have over 350 jobs. And today, I actually spoke to my recruiter, and the job I got selected to do is an aviation mechanic, which I've been doing for 13 years now. When I walked into the recruiter's office, the test I took to enlist in the U.S. Marines is the same test I'm using right now, standing for you. So that's pretty awesome. I said, let me go find out about the Marines. I took a test. From the same day I went to New York, I take the same test. I got pretty good. I actually got a bonus, which was which inspired me to actually accelerate the process. So anyway, I'll call this short as much as I can because while I was in recruit training, I went through emotional torture. Because the physical aspect, I was okay. But the emotional aspect, it was mind-boggling because my family was back in Africa, still in Nigeria. So I was able to go through boot camp. During graduation, more emotional stuff because my parents weren't there. Just like you have graduation, everyone shows up, hugs, kiss, all this stuff. I just grabbed my sea bag, took Greyhound back to Jersey. Finished that stuff. I went to aviation school in Florida. Went in North Carolina. It took about 8 months for the aviation school. With that, I had to sign a 5-year contract as against a 4-year contract. So why am I telling you this story? Everyone has a story to tell later in life. So when you say discover yourself and know what you want to do in life, that's very important. When your job becomes like, when you do your job like it's a hobby, then know it's a true job. Right. Know it's something you enjoy doing.
That's true.
It's just something, you know, even when you're